Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is a bit of self-promotion, a bit of stocking filler ideas for you, as in journals and storybooks. Let's not forget the storybooks. Now before we go too far, let's just tell you, itchy nose. They come in at A4 size, which is 8.5 inches by 11 inches. They come in a 6-inch by 9-inch, which I found out the Americans market needs because they don't seem to do our A5, which is here in the UK. But an A5, if you're in the UK, and you can get it, is a 5 3/4 inch by an 8 1/4 inch. The storybooks are pretty much 7-inch by 10-inch. Hope that helps. I can lose my list now. So let's make a start. As I said, journals. That's an A4. Perfume Paradise. Artwork by me. That's the back. Inside, it has, because it's the perfume one, nothing in there. I think you'll find the one that comes to you may just have something. Dot lines. Very faint and easy to write on. Nice distance all the way through it. What more can I say? Perfume Paradise. The Fibromyalgia Journal. A4 again. But do look, they may come in the other sizes as well. I've just brought out a selection of, here we go, the A4s to show you. I did actually do a separate video on the Fibro one, which I had put lots of information in it. So I've done a separate video on him, but that's how they turn out when you want to do something in them. That was the Fibro one. What else do we have? Creative writing for the creative writers in you. Not too much, just lots of lines. 120 pages of lines back and front. Artwork. That was an encaustic artwork one. Next we have Thinking Out Loud. Artworks again. A collage I did. Bit of drawing, bit of jewellery, bit of stamping, bit of all sorts. But inside, plain as you like. You don't have to take any notice of the actual title if you don't want to. You can use the journal for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be, oh, it must be a thinking journal, that must be a writing journal, and do whatever you want with them. Take more notes. Bit of artwork going on here, collage again. Loads of them. And as I said, they come in usually the 3 different sizes. So, therapy notes, an encaustic one. If you've got sort of therapy stuff you want to take down, some of these have an information page in them. On this one it says helpful hints. It says for the therapist, notes on the session, ways I might be able to help, how to suggest moving forward. For the client, notes to take to therapy on how my day has been. Can I see a trigger pattern? How can I help myself? What questions can I ask? Just a little hints in that one. Next one. Morning pages. Encaustic again. How do I feel? These were good. I set out, and I think it was 2008, could have been. I read a book called The Quest. And in it suggested for moving on and finding who you were and all about yourself, try doing morning pages. Sort of about 3 A4 pages a morning. You'd be surprised how quickly you can fill it up. It's not about thinking too much. It's just about making a start. And over the days it flows and more. One of those. We have the bucket list. Now you'll know what a bucket list is. Things you want to do. And this was one of my collages of islands and dolphins and boats and what have you. All still plain. Bucket list. And for those who wanted to do a glue book. This was just pieces out of a magazine, glued, all torn out and randomly glued. You can actually fill your book with it. Now, in some of these, a bit different. It's got line pages, it's got blank pages, and it's got like framed pages. So you could put your gluey stuff in there. But again, it doesn't have to be stuff you're going to stick in. It could be writing and drawing. Perhaps you just want to do that. Ignore that it says glue book. If you want to sketch them all out in nature. Caterpillar one. Shall I open that one? Here he goes. Cute one. Drawing again. This one has a mixture of line pages and blank pages. So perhaps you could draw out in nature and then you could take notes on what you've drawn. I don't know. Take photos. Stick photos in there. All up to you. All I'm giving you are lots of ideas and lots of options for Christmas stocking fillers. What's this one? Nature's Jottings. So it's a bit of a nature one going on. Shall we? There he goes. That's the whole page. That's the whole picture. And this one has some blank. Does it have many blank? No, it doesn't have many blank in there. There are some blank in there. And then there's lined. So again, out in nature, jot things down. That's the idea of it. Or be at home and do whatever you like in it. Gratitude journal. What are we grateful for? You see that one out, Hall? There you go. That was one big piece of artwork I'd done. What are we grateful for? Does it have a helpful hints in here? It doesn't in this particular one. But you think, well, am I grateful for my home, for my house, for my family, for my job, if you've got one, for my health, for my money? Or again, just use it as a journal. Write anything you like. I'm getting a bit repetitive, aren't I? College notes for those that are at college. Yeah. Take down all your college notes. You got anything in? No. But you know what I'm talking about. College notes, you take your college notes. Relax and just journal. That was a whole one again. Want to see him? There you go. That's the whole picture. And that's literally, I mean, you could literally do that as you want. You're going to relax. Hopefully, you'll relax and you'll just journal away. And you'll be quite happy just journaling. They've got a very soft feel to them. It's like I can't describe it, but it is a soft, touchy-feely book, shall we say. Poetic Thoughts. Bit of artwork going on. Bing. There you go. Now this one, you don't have to be a poet. If you are a poet, might just help. So I had a go at that, and I did a separate video on that one. This was my poetic thoughts, and what I was doing, I'd taken all sorts of photos, and then I was starting to make a poem up that went with the photo. You could do whatever poetry you liked. That was that one. That was the Poetic Thoughts. A couple of small ones this time, just so you can get a different size. This is the A5 size. My best reads. So what would you put in there? All the books that you like to read. All the books that you want to read. There is a helpful list. What books do I like? Where is it best to purchase my books? Book clubs I belong to. Best charity shops to give my books to. My favourite authors. Birthday present ideas. Christmas present ideas. My book wish list. What's on my Kindle, if you've got one. Again, just lined. They're all of mine have got the dot lines in there. Next one. Gardener's Delights. Well, if you're a gardener, it's got a helpful list. What is my soil type? What flowers do I want to grow in the season? Garden designs. You get the idea of where these are coming from. They're just to give you a few hints of what you might want to put in your journal. Here's a different one. Anxiety. What is anxiety? Full picture. Here he is. Now this one has pages in it. It has dot line pages It has pages to colour, and it has blank pages. Has all sorts of things to colour in here. Yeah. So that one is about taking a book and just, if you have anxiety, which is never good. Here we go. There's a write-up in the front, and it says, within these pages, I hope to help you unwind from any unwanted anxiety you may have just now. Which is what it is. Every now and again in our lives, we have the dreaded anxiety. Put it out. Get out. Don't bottle it up. Put it out on paper. Twitcher's notes. My attempt at, my animals are not that good. I hasten to add. But anyway, it's colourful. Birds. Good job I've told you they're birds. But Twitcher's notes. So what do we have in this one? We have a helpful page again. What have I spotted today? Best places to visit. Is there an entry fee? What equipment do I have or need? What birds will I see at what time of year? What clubs do I belong to? Get the idea? It's all about being a bird watcher, which is what twitching is. This one, is just a journal. I have a nephew who loves cars, and so I designed a couple for him with the cars on, just blank to journal in. So any car lovers, that would be good. Allotment Musings. Bing. Again, the allotment, it has a list of to-dos in there, or helpful advice. Seed information, bed rotation, planting times and dates, how to water, greenhouse or outside, what's in the cold frame. Getting the gist of this? But you could take that page out and just have it as a journal, a notebook, whatever you wanted. Daily routines for men, full page, and daily routines for women, full page. Now, this was something I wanted to do because of poor people that have to suffer, or not have to, they suffer with dementia or Alzheimer's, or they're just a bit forgetful. I thought these might come in handy for them. The inside list, there is a list. Who is coming to visit? Who are my doctors? What medications do I take daily? When do my carers come to visit? And it goes on. Do you see what I mean? They're helpful prompts for women and men. What more can I say? What do we have next? Thoughts and ideas. This was it's an A4 one, big double one again. And it is just the lined, doesn't have any notes. It just says, it is what it says on the box, isn't it? Or on the tin or on the book. Or you put your thoughts and ideas down in it. Whatever you want to, you can put them down. Course notes for those that are at college or studying at home. The big L. But anyway, it's just lined, and you can put all your course notes in there, should you want to. My thoughts. There you go, back and front, more collage work. Again, what I'm doing is showing you my range, and hopefully there'll be something in here for you. Thinking with words. If you're like me and you like words, you could put your word down and then do your breakdowns. You can go through a thesaurus and put all that down. Yes. To go with the fibromyalgia one, there is a chronic fatigue journal. Encaustic. One big encaustic bit. There you go. You see that? Just lined. But you can put down what makes you fatigued. Where do you find help? Who gives you help? What self-help can you give yourself? All sorts of things like that. What we got next? Project notes. If you're doing a project, clearly, you don't have to be doing a project. You can just do it on any notes, can't you? You have one of those. We have a Bring Me Sunshine. This one was the same back and front, because that picture is a portrait picture. All the others have been landscape, and I can get them on the double page. This didn't look right if I spread it out too far. But anyway, Bring Me Sunshine. What brings you sunshine? Write some notes. Take it out with you. One more like this. Creative thinking. Writing again. What are you being creative about? That's a good one. A couple of different ones. I went for the blank comic book. Yeah? Let's get creative. And this one includes speech bubbles. So what happens is you go in it and you'll find it's laid out like a comic, and you'll find speech bubbles every now and again. Different shape speech bubbles. This is for those wanting to be a bit more creative, like to do drawings in the little boxes. You know, like you'd get a magazine or a comic. You make your own comic up. It could be anything. It could be your own characters, whatever you want. Blank comic book for you to create your own stories. Bit different. And then I spoke to my grandson about it, and he said, all right, Granny, I want one without the speech bubbles as well. So we have a version that is just comic strip bits, all different. Each page is different, but without speech bubbles, as requested by my Freddie. The last one of these ones is my youthful colouring. It's a colouring book, clearly. Now, if you'd seen the separate video on this, I'd gone through, coloured them all in and listed what different coloured pencils I'd used. Now, that's fine because that was the project I was doing, and I thought, pretty helpful. You might just want it to colour in. Not get too technical with it, just colour it in. Sometimes, now I've got Kirby Roseanne's and Joanna Basford books that are really detailed. Sometimes you don't need all that detail. If you just want something quite simple to colour, get yourself one of these. There you go. Now, last but not least, I have a section of my Ronald the Church Mouse books. I'll do this all in one video so you've only got that one. We have Ronald colouring book, and it's literally all the different pictures that you'd find in the Ronald books all in one place to colour in. We have a Ronald colouring book. We have 4 different lots of stories. You have the original. You want to look for the new edition. There is a book one that says Ronald the Church Mouse, but that was produced back in 2008 and the printers don't print it anymore. So I've had to revise that and get it onto Amazon KDP to sell. So I have put new edition 2021. That's the one you want to look. That is book 1 of Ronald stories. We have book 2, Ronald and the Sunday School. Again, pictures, writing, colour them in, read along. Book 3, Ronald goes on holiday. Well, he actually went to Turkey. I'll let you know. And he did all sorts of things. He was on camels and having a great old time. And there was snakes involved. And there was pirate ships. So that's what book 3 is about. Book 4 is Ronald back at his crafts, because he's a craft. He's a maker. He's a doer. He's a thinker. And it's lots of different stories, again, with Ronald and Mrs. Ronald and all his helpers. And they're doing all sorts of different things. So that was book 4. Then we have Ronald Church Mouse and his knitting patterns. If you'd seen this one, it has a pattern for all of the characters in the Ronald books and the knitting pattern. And how can we forget? So we have Ronald to make. We have Mrs. Ronald to make, which is all fun. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jamie's in the back of here as well. Yes. There you go. Bonus pattern is Jamie. Now, this is Jamie. Jamie is not in the Ronald books, hasten to add, because Jamie has his own book, Jamie and His Friends. And it's in the main Christian stories for children. And there's funny bits in there. There's Ruler, there's Edward and the Tea Party. There's The Night Before Christmas with the Mole family. What else do we have in here? The Thumb family of Willow Cottage. Lots of different stories in here. And as I said, the first one is Jamie and his mission. Jamie and his friends. Jamie is a boy that believes every day he walks with God. It was not something he knew straight away, but it became clear to him, as you will see as you read along. With all the short stories in this book, Jamie's story is just one of those that remind us of how God is in our daily life. To get your Jamie pattern, it's over in the Ronald book. I don't think, I'm just going to say this, was it? No, it's not actually in Jamie book. He's in the Ronald knitting pattern book, but he does come about. And then, last but not least, on the storytelling, was Gordon, the short-sighted goldfish. Not a Christian book, just a general story book about a short-sighted goldfish. And it's in colour. It's all the adventures of Gordon and his family. So that's a small one of mine. Then we get on to what I call my specials. We have Bible study notes. Again, it's plain, but take all your Bible study notes. We have Biblical Ponderings Journal. That's a mouthful. We have Scripture Reflection. That was a big collage I've done. There he goes. Plain. I mean, you can use them whatever you want to use them, but just that these were my specials. Prayer and Reflection. Again. Now this one's got some blanks in it, if you wanted to do some drawings. And some writing. That one's got blanks in it. Writing out the Bible. As you know, I'm on the project of, you can just see it behind me. There it is, my Writing Out the Bible project. But you can actually get now. These weren't available when I started that, but they are now. And you can write out your Bible as you go along. It'll take quite a few, I hasten to add, but you could do it. Last but not least, a prayer journal. Quite a pretty one, done from a collage. Literally putting your prayers in it. Who do you want to pray for? What prayers do you want? What ones do you like? Do you want to break them down? Do you want to journal more on them? All sorts of things. Well, I'm glad that we got that far, and I hope you've stayed with me. And it is a bit long, but it was a bit of, as I say, self-promotion. Christmas is coming. Don't forget your stocking fillers. I'm sure there is something for everybody here. I'm sure I've not left anybody out. In the 3 sizes, so you can have whatever size you like, and use them however you like. But for now, I see the time is ticking on rather, but I wanted to do this in one. And if you stayed with me to the end, well done. Do give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe. You never know what I'm going to come up with next. And let's have some nice journals to write in. Do whatever you like with them. I like writing. So just write in them what you like. So I shall say, stay safe, take care, see you next time, and bye-bye for now.